only on me because I don't circulate much. I spend my time in Mumbai where the banks are. So, good morning to you all, and thanks for Great Lakes to giving me this opportunity to present on my behalf. Couple of things. I'm a first generation entrepreneur. Created FSS from scratch. Me and my Toshiba laptop in '89. I started this business based out of Mumbai. Just to give a quick background to myself, my dad was into business, so there was some kind of training from childhood, even though it was an electrical business, how to survive, how to make money. That training at least was there in our blood, but I never thought I'll be here today with a large setup we have set up today. We are the only Indian payments company in India and outside this country, and hopefully one day we'll be a global company. All right. So it's not easy to create because it's all controlled by the American companies and mostly European, and a few Japanese dominate this market. And almost all my Indian competition is gone over the period of time. They're all either sold out, closed down, whatever, or they're cashed and gone. I decided to take this company as an institution beyond me, beyond the family, and make it a professionally run company, which one day will go public and last the test of time. We have survived and grown from '91. It's a 28-year-old company. Most of you don't know much, but we've been a very low-key from day one. Because the moment you make noise, RBI will hit on my head. So we have to take care of various things to ensure that we stay afloat and grow. I'm glad to say that almost every bank in this country, name it, we are there in one form or other. Starting from the first ATM. First ATM I put in with Harish Murthy, I don't know how many of you know Harish, HMA Data Systems. We jointly put together the first ATM in '88 or '89, an Indian bank in the Harbour branch in Paris County. That was the first ATM in the country. Then later on came all these multinationals, one or two, then other banks followed. So that was the beginning of my career in India. And before that, I did my MBA in Omaha, Nebraska, where I had an opportunity to work for First Data, which is, you see them here, FIS, First Data, all these guys are there in processing card transactions, internet and other transactions and ATMs. So that's background, and ACI, which was a software company which I brought to India, but later today we compete with them. 25 years later, they treat us as a competition today. But all in terms of switching technology, ATM, point of sale, your internet gateway, we are the largest gateway in the country, followed by Visa MasterCard, but you will never see our name. The PayUs of the world, Paytms, Flipkart, all these guys connect to us, and your transaction go through the pipe we created from in the middle between us and the banks. Some of the statistics shown here is wrong. We're almost up to 50 banks today in the country, and about 60 or 70 banks outside the country. And we also work with networks like Visa, MasterCard, NPCI, and all this. And we were the first ones to set up the shared ATM network in this country in '96. And we ran it up to 2010 before RBI put the gun on my head. And NFS and NPCI was created. They took away the business from us, but after that we have expanded to various things. We are today an end-to-end payments company. Whether you pay through mobile, internet, ATM, point of sale, it is touching us. And I get paid on a click basis today. When I started the business, it was based on license, selling license, collecting AMC. But today, every click you do, I get paid. That was my dream in '97, that I should be in a beach resort using my phone and you guys send me the money. Believe me, we have achieved it today. That was a presentation I made to the bankers in Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka is known for the beaches. And I told them one day I'll be sitting in your beach and all of you will be paying me by the click. Right? So that has happened from a licensed company to a click company. 65% of our revenues come from by the click. 10 years ago it was zero. We used to sell every year and make money. So that we have moved. Now we are moving the company to the cloud. All our products are being cloud enabled. So that somebody wants to run 200 ATMs, you can go on to Amazon or you can go to Oracle Cloud, click on it, run your 200 ATMs. You want to use 100,000 cards, you go to the cloud, use the software we provide on the cloud and issue your own cards. One day, everything will be managed using a mobile. We already have launched a product which can control the entire process of card, non-card, issuance, management, and all those things has been done. So what we have done is, from a pure switching company, we have moved it to an end-to-end payments company. We talk about IDFC Bank as an example. When they started, they said, we don't want to invest into anything. You do everything. So we hosted the entire end-to-end payments for IDFC Bank today. Whatever you see except the core banking, the entire payments are managed by us. Ujjivan. And I put an example here of State Bank of India. We do almost everything in State Bank of India. HDFC Bank, ICICI, Axis, you name it, wherever you are using your payments, is going through our system. So that's what we have achieved very, very silently, because it's very difficult to be in every bank and manage it as well. So if anything goes down, please call me. Doesn't work, you can call us. We are based in Siruseri. I started my life in a 2-bedroom in Nagaraj, LH Beach, next to Cozy. I started my office there. Then 3-bedroom in Gandhinagar. Then Tidal Park, I was the first occupant. Then we went to Siruseri, bought a 10-acre facility next to TCS. We have grown from there. And Mumbai is the main center for us. So between Mumbai and Chennai, we have about 2,000 people, another 1,000 across India and outside the country. So 3,000 people company. So about 1,100 crores this year. And hopefully, next 3 years we are hitting the 3,000 crores growth. That is what we have. So ground zero was 1989 when I came back from the US. Before that, I have worked for IOB, Indian Overseas Bank, in the head office and branches. One day I just quit and went to do my MBA at 34 to the US. 37 I came back. The person who talked yesterday, my wife, we got married when I was 37. We formed the company 2 days later. So I didn't have a job and I got married. And she was a creative director at O&M, Radio, Mudra. So she funded it for the next 10 years. 2001 is when we saw some money in the company. After that, I have not looked back. So it's not easy to create companies and keep it going and also growing. So it's been a very interesting, persevering, and a hard work has gone into it to what we are today. I mentioned to you the first ATM we put across. At the time it was branch banking. All of you talk about core banking today. Then this is what we created between 91 to 96 and 97 to 2007. We strongly put ourselves into the what I felt was, if you want to control the destiny of the company, I need to control the middle portion of a bank. There are three elements which make a bank work today. The core banking at the back, the front end, which is what we specialize in, anything to do with any channel, ATM, point of sale, internet, mobile, prepaid cards, remittance. So I had to put a strong application in the middle which will control that. And the networks, your Reliance of the world, Airtel of the world, which provide the communication back and forth between branches and the channels. And a back office system to issue cards, reconcile transactions, fraud prevention, fraud management. All those things slowly we put together. And we are the third largest after TCS and Infosys with an IP holding in this country. What I started off as a life with partners. Over the last 20 years, we have built everything in-house today and control our destiny on our own. I don't depend on anybody today to deliver a single transaction what you guys need. So it's not been an easy one. I've been sued, I've been taken to whatever we have fought, and I made them settle with me. Because any Indian company wants to come out, the Americans are there on your neck. Right? So I did have to fight a big battle. I don't want to mention who it is, but it was a 10 to 12 year battle. Last year they settled, right? And they declared themselves, us as the competition to them, right? So at least we have reached that level. Hopefully one day I'll buy them all. I'm not joking, I'll do it. Right? That's the confidence you need to have. You want to run a company, you want to create a business, you should have confidence in yourself. Right? So 2-3 things which made us what we could do today. From day one, see, it goes back to your childhood, it goes back to your college days. As part of NCC, I had a discipline built in from school to college in the NCC. I've been to army camps, lived with the army in Kashmir and other places. I've been exposed, I've been part of RD parade. All these things helped me to be a disciplined person. Right? I could, you go to Karur Bank, you miss the train, you sleep on the platform. Right? My team sleeps with me on the platform. In those days, we never used to have a hotel also there. So that's the journey, the kind of army training makes you take on any adverse, kind of conditions. Then we created a cricket team. I don't know how many of you know. Amar CC, one of the founder members of Amar Cricket Club. Mr. Srinivasan knows that. He wants to buy it out. Right? That gave us, team building, putting everything together, a lot of things. Then in IOV, I was part of the union. Had the chance to manage all the people in the head office, 3,500 employees. So all these things gave me the background to what I am today. And in Omaha is to do small business consulting and all those things, which gave a background to what I'm, to make myself, prepared for whatever I entered into. So FSS has been a good journey for me. And this is what the company is today. All of you hear all the jargon today. From UPI to QR code to whatever. Wherever you use UPI, we are the second largest after Paytm. Even Paytm sends their transactions through us to the banks. So we do about, out of the 3 million transactions, we do about 1.3 to 1.5 on a daily basis. From Paytm, another 1.5 from Flipkart. All this volume goes through us back to the banks. So what we do is control the bank end, they control the merchant end. Right? One day we enter the merchant side. And all these things related to payments. I don't know how many of you know any of these things on the slide. Yeah. We were on this side. In 2004-2005, decided to move to the right side, much before NPCI and we thought about all these things. They gave it the name, but the applications were already there with us. So we grew from an ATM switching background to more mobile, internet, everything on the right. But this move has helped us to survive today. All my competition is either FIS, Buzz Data, Fiserv, ACI, all these guys who are big guys in payments today. Global payments, TSYS, but we are able to survive and grow because nobody understands the Indian market. They think they can just pump in money and go get the customer. What we have done is to value add to the customer, deliver to the customer. You can go to any bank, not a single complaint you will find about us. Delivery has been our key. If you deliver, the customers are with you. If you don't deliver, the customers move somewhere. So that one reason, all the big guys not been able to beat us up. We are number one today in the country. The only way they can pass us is through a big check. And this is I just want to present it so that a lot of you start knowing what goes behind your payments. Right? On the left side is all the issuance product, which is your debit, prepaid, EMB. Now you talk about green pin, tunable cards and everything. On the top is all the processing entities. One is the switching for ATM POS, digital payment server, payment hub, and you have the UPI today in India. Similar products are there, faster payments, so many things in various other countries. Beyond India, we are well established in the Middle East, in every GCC country. Again, as a policy, we went after the networks. You control the network, you control the banks. So Middle East, we have done that. We are Kuwait, Kenya, CBO, UAE, any switch you go to, we are there. Similarly, we started off in South Africa. We done well, expanding into other countries in Africa through Standard Bank joint venture. We have joint venture with Standard Bank on the payment side. Well established in US, Canada, now recently started in Europe. And Australia is a big market for us. So all these things are expanding everywhere. The mobile payments, internet payments are growing, and we are part of that growth. So, and the right side, all of you met, all of you use the channels basically. And back office, we manage about 40,000 ATMs in the country. We do 6 million internet transactions a day. Totally about 12 million transactions go through our Chennai switching center for debit, credit, UPI, Aadhaar. We are a large partner for the banks on the Aadhaar payments using Aadhaar. And I'm glad to say that I started this business in '91. Till today, touch wood, I have not had a fraud in my system. Right? A lot of people talk about fraud and everything. The security we have put in place and we keep on implementing on an ongoing basis has helped us to be where we are today. It's not easy, it's very expensive, and we have to manage it somehow to be where we are today. That's the right side of it, on your identity, authentication, tokenization, fraud, and AML protection. Just to show you how each of the boxes we have now with our own IP. This is what we have done over a period of time. Some of those boxes which we are not there will be there in 6 to 9 months. So totally everything controlled internally so that my price to market is much more efficiently managed. Otherwise, if we have American or European partners, the pricing is too heavy for us to implement anything in India. Especially with the new Modi 2.0 in place, they are going to expand to the rural side. Today, the 30% of the market is covered on the payment side today. Only the urban and semi-urban, but rural is going to be their focus. 70% of the market is there. So we formed a separate company, a subsidiary of this company called Gramin Pay, right? So that will help us to, with our products, other EPI products, we'll expand into the rural market. So we're tying up with various things to make it happen. Just to show you our curve with the biggest bank in the country, they do, or it used to be 45% of my revenue 10 years ago. I brought it down to about 18% today. Hopefully one day it will be 10% of my revenue. But out of the 1,100 crores this year, 18% came from State Bank of India. But you can see that slowly we are into almost every channel they provide to you. Starting with switching, ATMs, cards, prepaid cards, NCMC, I don't know how many of you know NCMC, is a contactless card for your transit MRT to be paid. We launched jointly with SBI about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The Prime Minister launched it in Delhi Metro. So the Metro cards are also, the software is used from us. It's called the NCMC, prepaid NCMC debit. We are not into credit card, but if you see the whole curve, it's been going on. The same curve you'll see in HDFC Bank, ICICI, Axis, PNB, you name it, Union Bank, Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, with all the 3 merged entities today, all the 3 were using our product. So it becomes a big consolidated account for us in Bank of Baroda. Anyway, make in India, but we have made in India, and hopefully a global company soon. That's my last slide. I don't want to. I would like to take any questions you have. We have happy to be a more interactive session. Just to cover the subject we have today on family business. Me and my wife started this, but she worked part-time for me today. She works full-time. She's the marketing head, PR head. Then I brought in Carlyle as an investor, the Carlyle Group, in 2000. It was a $2.5 million investment. 2004, Carlyle second round, 10 million. Then third one was NA and New York Life, Jacob Balance, based out of Delhi. They put in 50 or 60 million. And 2014, Mr. Premji, personal money, he put 70 million. I'm currently raising 250 million round, basically. And hopefully, 2 years from now, we'll be a public company. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Nagaraj. And we had a privilege of listening to his wife yesterday.
Yes.
So even though he says that he's an entrepreneur, the family has been together.
Yes.
Yeah? So this is a good example of mastering the disruptive technology. Yeah? Starting from the asynchronous transfer mode to unbundling almost all the banking and financial institutions together. So that's what
So far, we have concentrated on the banks.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, we started looking at the merchants.
Yeah.
Right? The merchant base is increasing, and the merchant applications are increasing. You have a lot of merchant aggregators like PayU, CC Avenues, Flipkart, Amazon. So we connect to Amazon, PayPal, all these guys, and they all pump in transactions. Our idea as a company is, I want to be wherever originations happen, whether it's insurance, medical payments, wherever originations happens, it should come to us, and we need to send it to the banks. The banks finally end up with the transaction.
Right. So we would have questions, and Mr. Nagaraj would respond one by one. Yeah. Can we get the mic across? Introduce yourself and keep your question crisp and sharp.
My name is Sudhakar.
My name is Sudhakar. Yesterday we could hear from your angel investor supporting you for 8 years.
Seriously, she was my first investor before Carlyle came.
So, in fact, you had been this industry as such as a
I can't hear you.
this industry as such is an unregulated industry for a very long time. Till NPCI came into picture. The payment solutions as far as India is concerned. How do you see competition from NPCI as a payment solution provider after NPCI has come in?
Yeah. So if you look at our history, I set up the first NPCI equivalent in '96. Right? We ran it till 2009. When NPCI, RBI put the gun on my head, they didn't pay me a penny, they took my business. Right? With a vengeance, we have worked on it. I'm almost equivalent to NPCI today. When the government opens it up, I'll bid for it. I'll take it back again. I don't leave people who take it from me. Right? So NPCI was created because, see, today I'm sitting in the middle. A lot of people are the MNCs, the local, a lot of people who want to be in my position. It's not easy to manage that. What we started out with 2 or 3 competitors, we have 100 plus competitors today. Because we are into almost everything today in the payment side. So NPCI has a problem because one, they are a regulator on one hand, and they're equivalent of me on the other hand. They can't be a regulator and a processor. So myself and a lot of people have raised this issue, and as part of a recent committee, they've said they have to divide NPCI into a regulator separately and a processor and make them compete with us. So let's see who wins.
I am Kurian Abram from Cochin.
Not able to.
Yeah. Kurian from Cochin. What sustained you in the initial years? Of course, your wife was a great support. How was the support from other sectors, your relatives, your colleagues, the industry?
Yeah. The initial support was myself, just me, staying in PG in Woodhouse Road in Mumbai, going around to all the banks at Narayan Point at the time. Today it is spread between Narayan Point, BKC, Belapur, everywhere in Mumbai. Whoever knows Mumbai, right? Hardly 2 banks here, but all the banks were based in Mumbai. So I took a PG accommodation. I used to work Monday to Friday. Myself and Mr. Mahalingam of TCS. We used to take the Air India 7 o'clock on Monday, return 7 o'clock on Friday night, right? A lot of us have done those weekly trips to Mumbai because Mumbai was the financial capital, but my family didn't want to move, right? So initial struggle was more on a personal front, going, making it happen, right? Second level, I added teams. Mostly, a lot of my customers joined me. That was a good indication. My other director is ex-Indian Bank, right? The other person was from a large company, which is HP owned today. So all these people joined me, saw something in me, and I used to sign my contract or what do you call this, the appointment letters on the table of the PG owner. Paying this dining table, I've signed all the guys who joined me. And all of them, I'm ensured that they're shareholding in the company. I'm glad to say that I have about 680 people issued with shares in the company from a base of 1,500 when we issued. Including my driver, one day he'll be rich. He's my number 1 employee. Right? He's been there for the same age of the company. So a lot of my people have stayed with us. And hopefully with this next round we are issuing another, about 3.5% is owned by the employees. Another 3.5% I'm issuing now, which will make a 7% owned by the employees in the company. So sharing of wealth has helped me to keep the employee base loyal and value adding to the customer. With all my trouble with the MNCs, NPCI, none of my customers ditched me. Customer support is very, very important. They stood behind me and said, this guy has done good for us, we are going to support him. Whether it was government, whether it was the MNCs, they've been behind me and supported me. That's why I'm here today. So I owe a lot to my customers. Not only here, you go anywhere in the world, we have a reputation to support my customers. Similarly, they support us back. That is one thing entrepreneur has to build is the relationship. I've ensured that slowly I moved from P&L running. I've hired a person. We're expanding globally, so we put the person in Dubai. Ensure that they create the relationship with the customers as well. It is not just going and selling. It's a relationship-based business. Trust is very important in this business. The banks have to trust you. All these things I've been able to achieve because they trusted me. The moment that you lose that trust, you're out of business. I know they have answered.
Yeah, Prashant.
Hello, Mr. Nagaraj. My name is Prashant. I represent Edelweiss Family Office in South. Now, somebody like you who has, over the years, on your passion, on your hard work, built an organization like FSS, and when private equity investors come in, what we have seen in many occasions, the long-term objectives and your passion for your business may not be in sync with what a private equity investor is coming with their objectives. So what has been your experience with that and how you would have come over
See,
those
all
challenges?
my rounds have been very clear when we started. Normally, even every time we raise money, I met 22 to 28 funds. You do one round, two rounds, just imagine that. 3 rounds with at least 16 to 18 people. The 4th round is with 12 to 8 to 12 people. The final round is, you do 4 or 5 interactions basically. Right? And each one, my messaging is very clear. We are a middle class setup company, no high flying things. Right? And we also message them saying that they have to be long term. All my funds have been with me 7 to 9 years, but I've given a good exit to them. Right? So, second thing is they need to understand our business. It's very niche business. We're not into general purpose software. So that has been, all my investors have understood our business, and it's a long-term business. So to that extent, the conflict is much lesser. I do go through, cycles of conflict, but you have to manage it. I have 3 investor board members. I have 2 independent board members. Right? So all these things has to be managed well, and that's my personal thing. And I have 2 people in my team who manage that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Rishi.
Good morning, sir. Rishi Raj from Orad, Bombay. I'm ex-Anderson, so I know Mahesh Parsuram quite well. And Mahesh Parsuram from Carlisle has been my colleague. So very proud of Carlisle. Very passionate about your business and all throughout. And Shankar also.
We learned a lot from him.
Yes.
And Shankar
also I knew that. Absolutely. Coming to the question in hand, very big discussion on blockchain. There's also on one of your slides. The regulator has taken an anti-stand right now. Eventually, like the Ripple has worked globally for interbank transfers. At some point, do you think that is going to be a disruptor to the business or maybe an enabler to a further growth? Your views on the blockchain and when it can actually be a reality in India?
Yeah, honestly, blockchain, we have not touched it at all, right? AI, yes, right? Because AI is more important for us in the reconciliation and other services we do on transaction processing. Blockchain is more relevant to the wholesale payments, less relevant to the retail payments, right? So that portion we are only investing from next year. So the investment pattern will be different. I have a very small team of maybe 10 people who are dabbling with it, but there's no serious effort here. Banks formed, the committees and everything. I don't think India has come out with a solid case to go towards that. It's more toward today's all investment happening, somebody encashing it. That's all. That's the kind of industry today. But seriousness into the industry is still not coming.
Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning. This is Raghav from the HDFC Group. We work very closely with you. Sir, my question is, you are a first generation entrepreneur. Is it not audible?
Yeah, now it is.
Okay. My question is, you are a first generation entrepreneur, so what does actually family planning mean for you? Is, with your son getting into business, does he share the same passion? What is there a formal agreement or a constituency that you've written for the family planning? What is family planning up to you?
Yeah. He joined me 4 years ago after Gilly, and he's done well, and I've exposed him to various things within the company. But no point of time is he going to run the company. That's very clear agreement between me and him that he's not going to claim my chair, number one. Number two, it's going to be a professionally run company. So we already hired professionals to eventually replace myself, and I take a more chairman kind of engagement, and that is happening already. What I've done is more into strategy, more into putting this organization structure in place. He is passionate about it. He's worse than me in terms of getting things done. So I see a good opportunity for him to. We have created wealth in the family, right? I own almost 42% of the company, right? Anywhere between 800 million to $1 billion today, right? But somebody has to manage that. I think that is the responsibility I've given to him. My daughter said that she'll come back someday. She went to do her MS and she works for Tesla today. That's why we have only 2 kids. And nobody else other than these people are involved in the business. My brothers do something else, and our sisters do something.
Thank you, sir.
Since you said you are in payment technology, and I am also from payment technology, and I know that trust is the biggest factor in providing technical solutions to the fintech industry. It's not more about technology, but how much you can deliver, how much you can understand their business problem and make their life easy. So one thing which I have noticed is when you're small, you have your personal involvement and you come up to that expectations because you want to aggressively grow and become number one. But as and when you grow, maybe technologically wise you are wise and you become more efficient, but the development and implementation teams many a time goof up at the client place, especially when you are handling in multiple countries with multiple currencies and different time zones, and they will not be well prepared. So when eventually things go wrong at a development or a testing and implementation level, it is the company, the FSS group, or maybe whoever is the person who will be blamed. So how do you handle reputation management in your case, which is like very important factor?
Yeah, so fortunately for us, we are not faced any major issue where I have to go and manage things. There are small issues we face, but since the customers know me, they call me 24/7, and I take the calls. Right? That gives them the confidence that I'm going to solve the problem.
Okay, so who are
So
your
whether I solve the
personal
problem or
involvement is
not,
still
they are
there?
very happy that I take the call.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? A state bank can call me on a Saturday evening and tell me, Sunday we are meeting. I take the flight and I go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As long as you're available to them, they're okay. And the same culture to my people down the line.
Okay.
Right? I find it difficult when people from MNCs come. Saturday, Sunday, they don't take calls. Before I give the letter, I tell them it's 24/7 company.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's what differentiate companies like you with the world over, because when they go up, they don't even know who are the owners or where do they approach
So
them.
everybody faces some problem or other,
yeah,
right? Everybody faces some problem or other.
Yeah.
But you have to manage it properly.
Yeah. But since you are expanding rapidly, how easy it is for you to personally address every client? Sometimes
I didn't understand that.
So since you are growing and you're going aggressively in the market, so it may not be that easy for you to personally be involved with each client.
Yeah, I moved from the P&L day-to-day running. I spent more on relationships. Like I was 3 days in Mumbai, I met with 20 different clients.
Interesting.
Right? I don't go to my Mumbai office in Thane, which we do VC from Chennai. I meet my people, but my concentration is purely on the client side.
Okay.
Right? And the team comes with me. Wherever I go, the team comes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? I have a question.
Yeah.
I saw your technology map, and you're almost there everywhere. So my question is that how you decide at what stage you need to get into and integrate the technology into the offering which you make. Because many of these technologies are disruptive in nature.
Yes.
And so what's the decision-making process within the group which makes these decisions and then integrates? You rightly said that blockchain right now, there are 10 guys who are playing around with it to figure out when would it become relevant to you.
Yeah.
So we want to get an insight.
So some of the areas we are innovators. Some other we are pioneers. Some other places we just wait and see what the other guys are doing. Otherwise, you can end up spending your money everywhere and not going anywhere. All right? So that's the thing. Second thing is, these are all relevant because as a person, I attend at least 2 conferences or 1 conference in 3 months. Worldwide, wherever it is. Right? Personally, to ensure that I am current. Then only I can manage the people. So it's a compulsory thing within the company. All these guys have to attend at random, whatever the conferences are. So that gives us a bit of this thing. Plus clients themselves. We have grown because a HDFC Bank said, set up a issuing system for me. They were doing paper and pen Excel sheet. We set it up way back, right? ICICI coming back and said, can you create a merchant system, because they were more interested in merchant services, right? SBI coming and saying, give me enterprise reconciliation system. We work with the client, take the input, and we develop a custom product. Today it's all international products, PIDSS, PCI compliant, all the compliances. So it's an evolution over a period of time. It's not overnight. Even UPI, NPCI gave it to us the last 3 months before they wanted to launch it. We were the first ones to launch the UPI product across 12 banks, right? Which means we had something which the other guys didn't. Basically, my company is a domain-related company, domain knowledge, domain people, technology next, right? I have a bunch of bankers, bunch of people who understand the card business or the internet payments, whatever. So we have a good amount of domain people within that. That has helped us to grow, rather than just technology.
Wonderful. Let's give him a big applause.
One of the things I can say about
And the second thing is regarding your wife. And yesterday also we had a great conversation with her. It is said that behind every successful man there's a woman. I do not believe it. I feel something different for you. She was not behind you. She was beside you. She held your hand when nobody believed in you. And I believe this calls for an applause for her. Though she is not here, but yes, she deserves it.
I had to draw the Indian background and what an actor. Right? It's not easy.
With that, I would call Sir and Mr. Vikas Gupta on stage to please present the memento to Sir.
The talk today, and we had to shuttle many times his schedule because he had an urgent schedule, and thanks a lot for